What's up, YouTube and Facebook, and welcome back to Not Quite Mint. I'm Tom.
And I'm Rich. We're definitely not quite mint. Awesome. Welcome back, guys. So yeah, this is keys of the week for the 11th of November. Is it the 11th of November? No, it's not. Is it
18th?
18th, isn't it? So I'm in a time warp. So yeah, thanks ever so much for watching, guys. If you're new to the channel, do make sure that you obviously hit the subscribe button down below. Also, hit the little bell icon so you know when we're going live. We normally do a live stream every couple of weeks and once a month. And also, we do keys every Tuesday, and then unboxings and CGC-related content on Thursdays and over weekends. Other than that, do make sure you obviously smash the like button. That's the best way that you can show support for the channel. And over to Tom.
Yeah, so make sure you're following us on all the social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are very active, and you get to see what I'm doing over on Not Quite Mint Comics, and you get to see a bit of my collection and what's coming out on the comic shop. So do please head over there and follow us on all those social media things. So shall we get into the nitty gritty of these keys for the 18th of November, 2020? This year is going so quick, it's ridiculous.
I can't believe it. When you sent over the, I think the thumbnail for last week's keys, it was like week 47, I think, or something, 47 or 48. I was like, it's almost like we're getting like, so far advanced with 2020, but it's just a complete brain fart for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
just mind blowing, mate. Absolutely mind blowing. I just can't get over how quick it's going. It almost like I don't know whether. I mean, it's been a really terrible year for a lot of people, but I don't know whether because it's been so terrible, we're all just kind of churning through it as quick as possible to be like, right, we've got to get into 2021.
Yeah, not bothered. It's terrible. Yeah.
Anyway, we're not here to talk about COVID and 2020, so let's do our notables. So up on our notables list, we've got these 4 books that we think you should get. Well, actually, there's more than 4. But first off, we think you should pick up the X of Swords Carry On. So that is chapter 17, 18, and 19, and they go across, I think, they go across Hellions, Wolverine, and possibly Marauders, but I'm not entirely sure on that one. Definitely Hellions, though.
Yeah, it was X-Force. Was it X-Force? Yeah.
Yeah, so Hellions, X-Force, and Wolverine. I think that's right.
Yeah, that's right. I think Wolverine and X-Force came out together the last time because you had the first cover of Stolen, I think, on the last load. But I'm quite excited for this one that you've got the picture.
Yeah, it's the first appearance in it, or a first team appearance.
Something like Locust Swarm or something like that, or something along the lines of that, isn't it? But yeah, I think I'm intrigued because obviously we've had. If you've been watching our X of Swords review show, you'll know that there's all the build up to like the big fight, but in the last issue of Hellions, obviously who are not the heroes of Krakoa, aren't the sword bearers. They decided that they wanted to hatch a plot of going and nicking all the swords of the Araco sword bearers. So I'm kind of excited to see how this might go. But looking at the cover, it might not be going too well for them.
Yeah, I've stupidly read the solicitation for the January Hellions, and it is kind of like a massive spoiler of what happens in the foreseeable issues. So I'm going to stop reading them.
Yeah, I've done the same. It's like there's a new comic coming out, the Sword comic in January, and I'm not going to give away spoilers, but based on what they're saying in that, it's that certain people are already going to survive, which you'd expect anyway.
Yeah.
But
it's just the one we got a glimpse of the future to in Empire with is it Brand, the girl with the green hair?
Yes, right. Yeah, she's like the leader or something, I think. So
yeah, I'm quite excited for that one.
All mixed in with something to do with that. So yeah, it's quite it's some good stuff. But yeah.
Also notable ones to pick up this week. Obviously, you've got Venom issue 30 comes out. It's the end of Beyond Venom. So that one's worth picking up. You've also got the next tale of the multiverse, which is the Flashpoint version of the multiverse. So you get to see a bit of Bruce Wayne's dad as Batman. I can't remember his name now. Why is his name completely gone? Thomas Wayne. Thomas Wayne as Batman, as the Dark Batman. So you get see a bit more about him in the Dark Multiverse. And also this Barbarellen, Red Planet, issue 1 that comes out, and this is written by, I believe, a award-winning writer whose name is completely gone. I'd written it down and it's gone. I'm really annoying.
It's Jeff Lemire, mate.
That's it. I was going to say it's an award-winning writer who wrote the whole Barbarian series, and this is a breakout from that. So should be quite an interesting one to pick up.
Cool. It's always good to obviously keep your eye on those independent number ones. I always pick them up.
Yeah.
Always good from a bit of spec, and quite often especially recently, they turn into quite a good read, don't they? So
I mean, like we've said before on the previous to the channel, I love Marvel. Marvel's my favorite. I've been turned because pretty much all the independents are on my top list this year.
Yeah.
There's not many Marvel titles I would say are killing it for me.
Yeah, definitely. I tend to agree. I think they're very steady. I think they're very safe, and I think the one thing that I do like with the independents is that you have the writing talent sometimes, like Donny Cates we've seen in obviously crossover. You've got like James Tynion with Something Killing the Children and things like that, and then like Jeff Lemire, like you say, is writing this one. It's like they're allowed to go a little bit outside the ordinary box and establish new characters and new worlds and stuff, and it can be really interesting. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think as soon as they get through Reign, they're able to do amazing things. I mean, Something's Killing the Children is just insane. I love it. Anyway, so moving on, our top 5 that we think you should pick up, actually top 4, because this one was on the top 5. So we're talking about the Sandman universe, Lock and Key. It's going to be coming out in February, so we won't talk about it too much now. We'll just leave it till February. But this is a crossover between. This has got Neil Gaiman is actually back on the writing team for this. So it should be quite an interesting one, and we're getting this on the shop. So just
it's cool because it's the mashup between. Did you say it's February that it's been pushed back to now?
February.
But yeah, it's the crossover between Lock and Key and Sandman. I have no idea why they've pushed it back, but I was really looking forward to it because I really like Lock and Key. Sandman's one of those ones that sort of I read when it first came out, and wish that I would have kept the comics because they're obviously quite sought after now. But I'll probably put them in the bin, as bad as that sounds back then. But yeah, it's going to be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it is a crossover between not crossover. I know you said it's crossover. I think they're writing it together. Neil Gaiman and
collaboration.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Collaboration.
Nice, I love it.
Yeah, so that one's one to pick up, guys. And then next one on our list is quite an interesting one because I didn't think I would be interested in this, but this is Sea of Sorrows. And it's a 5-issue limited series that's taking place during, I think, like on a U-boat or during the World War, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to be based around, it's like a horror book. So I was quite interested. As soon as it said World War, I was like, oh, that sounds actually quite interesting.
Yeah, it's something to do. Is it like a German, like sort of horror German U-boaty type of submarine type of thing? So I don't know a lot about it, but it's IDW. It's a number 1 again, as we spoke about with the Independents, and it does sound very dark, very very good.
Not my normal cup of tea. But when I read that it was going to be based, like they're basically stuck, frags. They're basically stuck on a U-boat in the middle of the deep sea. They've got nowhere to go, and like there's then like a gold mine of horrors that go on on this boat. And for some reason, not that I don't like horror at all, but for some reason I was like, well, I quite like the idea of.
You might read it and see if you can handle being creeped out.
Yeah.
I'm
getting there. I watched The Witches at Halloween. I mean, that's horror, isn't it?
Is that the Anne Hathaway one? Did you?
Yeah, it's so awful.
Yeah,
it's awful. It's terrible.
They're awful because it scared the shit out of you, or that it's.
No, it didn't scare me at all. It was just a bit, limp.
Yeah, my wife wouldn't. Well, Holly, my wife wouldn't watch that at all because she was petrified of the original one, and just was like, no, I can't bear to watch it. So,
well, you can tell her that my missus, who's Holly's sister, watched it with me, and she thought it was terrible too.
Oh, brilliant! So, I'm glad I dodged that. She wouldn't let me watch a horror film at Christmas. Over Halloween because she said I'd already cashed in my horror film chips for the year, which I was really disappointed about.
What did you cash your chips in on?
I don't know. I think she made it up because she didn't want to watch anything. But
I'm trying to think what movies you guys have seen on a Friday night. I don't think you've covered any horror movies, have you?
The only one I can think of is the Brightburn one, which is that what if Superman was not. Well, if a kid was evil rather than good, the nature nurture thing. But I thought that was last year, but
I think it was last year, mate. I think you have a word.
We're on to Christmas films now already, so there's no chance.
Yes, good lad.
Yes, I totally forgotten the films that we watched actually. But Holly watched one when we were filming the other week.
Yeah, good.
Dodged that bullet because it was a horrible Netflix one. But
there's so many horrible Netflix ones it's worth watching just because they're terrible. And it's Christmas.
I said that we can officially start Christmas from this weekend when we go and pick up our new kittens. So,
oh yeah, nice.
That's cool. I said that's our Christmas present to ourselves this year. So that's like the Christmas can start then.
Yeah, why not, mate? I mean, it's one of those years where why would you not want to start Christmas a little bit earlier just to bring a bit of joy?
100%. 100%.
And I love Christmas. Christmas is my favourite time of year.
Yeah, totally, mine too.
Right, so we've slightly gone off kilter, but we're back on. So, Dark Knights issue 5 comes out this week, and it is the 5th installment of the Death Metal series. And in this one, we get a chance to see what is happening with Lobo and Lex Luthor and what they've got cooking. So, and now that the Darkest Night has all the power, what are they going to do?
Yeah, as I say, I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen with this sort of installment. I think was it last week that we had the Lobo standalone one?
Yeah, the extreme
Infinite Extreme Crisis or something like that. It was something bonkers. But
Lobo.
I'll read. It's worth reading because it's Lobo and all the rest of it. And I think there's a key element in there. I think there's a first appearance in there as well. The Batu frags or something like that. But so I don't know how it's going to play into this. We're going to see obviously what Lex Luthor's doing, obviously off in the distance, to beat the Darkest Night. You've got obviously Superboy Prime on here, Wonder Woman, and obviously Lobo. Again, I don't know. I was underwhelmed with issue 4, so I really hope it ramps up with this. I didn't actually realise that it's. I thought it was six issues, but it's actually 7.
Oh right.
So, yeah.
Surely that's changed. I'm sure it was 6 beforehand.
I thought it was as well, and I because I was looking at my my pre-orders into January, and there's a Death Metal 7, and I was like, when did that happen? Do you know what I mean?
I don't remember it being 7 issues. I do remember the.
I kind of remember. I kind of think that it was 5 originally, but I don't know. It's definitely 7. So
yeah, maybe they've had a few, but I'm the same as you, mate. I was so underwhelmed by issue 4 that I'm not as excited as I thought I would be for issue 5. And because issue 4 wasn't as good, I then skipped some of the other ones that I should really go back and read. I've got the Hush one to read. I want to read that.
That isn't part of this. That's,
I thought it was the Dark Multiverse.
That's where it gets confusing because they're doing obviously the Flashpoint one, which we've just mentioned in the notables.
Yeah, and
then the other week they had that's a Tales from the Dark Multiverse. So it's nothing to do with Death Metal. So that's a continuation of the series that they did. Where is it? I've got it up here. That one, the one that they did earlier in the year, and I can't find what I think. I think it might be in my bedroom. I've been reading it recently, but it's they're doing another 4 Tales from the Dark Multiverse. like a what if kind of thing. So it's in
Yeah.
a different continuity altogether.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
I actually thought they were all tied in together for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, it is massively confusing because obviously it deals directly with the Dark Multiverse, but they're doing, because they did obviously Batman Hush, they're doing that for the Flashpoint one, and I forget what the other one is that they're doing. They're doing another one as well, but they're again, it's like one per month for the next 4 months. So it's like
Nice. Cool. While we're still on the kilter of Batman, the next one up that we've got is Batman issue 103. So I believe this one is it the first showdown between Harley Quinn and Clown Hunter?
I believe so. There's like because obviously Ghostmaker's in this one as well, because we I think this we had the origin of Ghost Hunter, I think, in 102, and that was his first full appearance. And then this one, as I say, I think I think it's basically where they're all starting to like fight amongst each other. So it's sort of you've got a bit of Clown Hunter, you got Ghost Hunter, you got Harley Quinn, and obviously Batman will be in there somewhere as well. But it sounds a bit like a bit of a filler episode, if that makes sense. No, filler episode.
It's kind of like it's just a versus match, isn't it? So you've got Ghostmaker versus Batman, Harley Quinn versus Clown Hunter. But I did read somewhere, I think it might have been on Twitter, that in this issue, Punchline gets let out of prison.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's quite a significant thing going forward, apparently, to what's going to happen with her and her story. Yeah,
because we had the Punchline one shot last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's all right because we're recording this before some other comics that came out. I'm getting my head around what has came out when this video comes out. What have I read already? And
Punchline came out last week.
That's it. Punchline came out last week, but I think it's tomorrow or Wednesday. But yeah, it's so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of that Punchline issue. To be fair,
yeah. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, I'm interested to see I actually am really interested to see what her story does going forward into the Bat universe.
I'm not sure what Batman on at the moment, because like we have it was really clear, wasn't it, with Joker War, and I'm not really sure what we're on at the moment run wise. Yeah,
I don't know what it's called, unless it's just called Ghostmaker. I don't know.
I can't remember. So it's like it's not sticking in my head, which is a real shame because it's been really good since Tinian's taken over, and I'm like, it's just like I don't really know what it's building to at the moment.
Yeah, and yeah, I totally agree. So on to our final one, that we are both extremely excited about. So it is the first tie-in to the King in Black.
For sure.
Oh yeah, so excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm just really looking forward to it. I mean, this is on here because it's obviously a key in the sense that there's a lot of interest in this like symbiote type of thing in the bottom corner underneath black suited Spider-Man, almost as if it's like another kind of symbiote Spider-Man type of thing going on. Obviously, title of the book, Symbiote Spider-Man, but whether it's like, because it's a King in Black tie-in, we've got obviously it's the Black Knight as well up there.
Oh, the Dark Knight, Black Knight. That's it.
Black Knight. Sorry. And then is that
the Dark Knights, Black Knights stuff? No, that's Kang.
Yeah, above Kang is that, mate? That's
the Watcher.
Watcher, is it?
No, it's the Watcher.
That's the Watcher. Sorry, yeah. You got the Watcher. And interestingly, the Watcher wasn't he he came into it at the end of Empire, didn't he? Was it the end of Empire?
He did, because he said there was a significant thing about to happen.
Yes. Because that was the thing, wasn't it? Didn't that happen in one of the Empire Fallout issues?
I think so, yeah. Possibly the Fantastic Four one.
It was I think it was the Fantastic Four centric one, and the Maker, because obviously it's not the Maker. It's the Watcher, isn't it?
The Watcher, yeah, he's right.
I'm stuck on the Maker because of Immortal Hulk at the moment. But yeah, so he popped up at the end of that. I know it's really interesting, as you say, that like you've got Kang on here as well as obviously Rocket Raccoon. So it's going to be wild, isn't it? I really do think Indian Black's going to be mad.
There's a lot of speculation that this is going to be Null's first ever symbiote creation. It's called Nollos. So like Null Loss. Does that make sense? So it's like Null Lost. I think that's what people are saying. He's gonna be called Nullos, so like he's like null but lost.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Greg Land's the artist on this, so I love his artwork.
Yeah, Greg Land's cool. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to picking this one up and giving it a read.
Again, it's that whole thing, like, because obviously we're coming to the end. Well, by the time this comes out, we'll be almost at the end of X of Swords, so we'll be building up for King in Black. I don't know how the hell we're going to keep up with all the King in Black stuff though, because we're
going to have to limit ourselves to like maybe just key issues. I don't know, because the crossover is literally pretty much every Marvel title, I believe. Even the X-Men ones.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise that it. And this is rather stupidly, I didn't realise that it was actually going to probably carrying on into like up until March sort of time. So if every single Marvel book up until March is King in Black, I'm just going to be like, my brain's going to be fried.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Go on, Rags. Yeah, it is going to be so much to take in during the King in Black. There's going to be so many different titles. I mean, I think they even bringing out brand new ones like the Black Knight. He's getting his own title.
I think it's just a one shot, but yeah, the Black Knight's coming back into it. There's quite a few. There's like I'm sure there's like a Captain America Iron Man type of one shot as well. So
yes,
it's like
it's going to be cool, man.
It will be cool, and I'm looking for it. And again, this cannot be a disappointment like some of the other events that we've had.
Well, yeah, I totally agree. I really hope it's not, and I do think we have got a. I don't want to jinx X of Swords, but I feel like X of Swords is ramping up to a point where I can be like, yeah, okay, that was okay. So they can't get any worse than the start of X of Swords and Empire. So hopefully the only way is up. And of course, Donny Cates, I believe, like Jonathan Hickman does with the X-Men comics, I think Donny Cates has like full control to a certain extent. So like people are like, right, can I do this? And he goes, no, you can't do it. Or yes, you can do it.
Yeah, that won't make sense. Don't do that.
Yeah. But I tell you what, the WWE fan in me is absolutely loving the corner artwork on all the books. Like a WWE ring. And I know that they've done the WWE style wrestling variants, and I absolutely love. I think they're brilliant.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, they've done them for Venom 28 and 29, I think.
Yes,
well.
Yeah. I still haven't had mine yet in the post. I'm still waiting. Yeah. Forbidden Planet, if you're watching, I'd like to have my books, please.
My most recent thing, I'd ordered the Clayton Crane Maestro exclusive from them, and that was. I think it was about 2 months ago, sort of. I think it was around about August time when that came out, and it's only just been charged and dispatched this week. So
no way.
Good luck.
Cheers, Forbidden Planet. So glad you're on point, and I'm really, really happy with the fact that you send out your books on time.
One thing to bear in mind with Forbidden Planet, the exclusives that they do, Scott's Collectibles does them.
Yeah, I know. I missed out on Scott's, which is why I got them from Forbidden. I'd got the second set from Scott's, but I didn't get the first set, which is annoying. Yeah,
just as soon as I figured that out, I was like, I've cancelled all of my stuff with
See it
online. Yeah, literally see ya. So yeah, Forbidden Planet online.
Forbidden Planet. I'll tell you what. There's a very reliable comic shop called NotQuiteMintComics.com.
Oh really?
Yeah, and it's a very nice, approachable guy you can talk to.
That guy. But so that's all of the keys anyway, all nicely wrapped up. As Tom says, do make sure you're obviously doing all the social medias. Make sure that you are subscribed so you don't miss any of our stuff. Also, check out from this weekend just gone giveaway video because we are building up to a pretty cool giveaway, taking you on a bit of a CGC grading journey, and that's going to be pretty exciting for us, hopefully exciting for you. So we're going to kick that off obviously last weekend, so go and check out those videos and join in. But yeah, make sure you subscribed. Most importantly, make sure you hit the dingly bell and smash that thumbs up.
Yeah, smash it into oblivion.
Yeah.
Smash it.
You want to say goodbye, Tom?
Oh, sorry, I didn't realise we were saying goodbye. My bad. So look after each other, stay safe, stay sexy, and see you.